Emily.
And I'm Callie, and welcome to the
Let's Talk Faith podcast, where we're all about the Bible and beverages. Today.
Wait, what episode is this?
7.
I don't believe that. We've been already. It feels like it's been long, but it also feels like it's been like nothing. Like
it feels like
long and short at the same time.
The time has been long, but it feels like we haven't filmed many. It feels
but we literally have though.
We filmed so many. It feels like we filmed 3, but we filmed
which is low-key
7.
depressing because I wish it feels like because we put in so much work that it
Yes.
feels. I wish it felt more like I don't know.
No, but it's going good.
Yeah. All right, drinks.
Guys,
we need to get better about drinks because we keep
always
forgetting.
forget.
And then we're just randomly selecting.
And then 2 minutes in, we're like, oh, drinks. So we're going to get on to drinks.
Yeah, we need to do better about drinks because that's a huge thing about it. It's literally in our Bible.
The Bible and
beverages. So, I mean, we got to lock in with that.
I mean,
yeah. Yeah, mine. Your mic is better than mine, okay?
Is it better behaved? Is it?
I like it in the city when... Alright guys, ready for this crisp ASMR?
No.
I never can open these. I don't have...
You can't open them?
I don't have good nails for it.
Today. Oh gosh, there's Dad. We're all about the Bible and beverages and...
That was not good.
Ready? Here we go. Shh. And then we'll tell you, Dad. We'll tell you with the viewers. Ready?
Callie, can you... That was pretty good. Okay, it's Spindrift, sparkling water. It's unsweetened. Pineapple. Oh, it's pineapple. What is this with pineapple, bro? I don't even like pineapple. All right.
Oh, it literally smells like straight pineapple juice.
I don't know if I'm gonna like this.
3, 2, 1.
Actually, it's not that strong. It just tastes like sparkling water. My stomach. I mean, I don't really like it, but it's not like...
Me neither.
I would...
It tastes like straight pineapple juice.
I would never choose... No, it's not that strong, though. It's not as strong as, real pineapple juice, though, which is good.
Okay, so I'm gonna pray us in because...
We did it the first 2 episodes, I think, and then then we prayed it out a few episodes, and then we didn't do it, and I'm really sorry, guys. That's our fault.
And yesterday I was like, we don't pray.
No, we do, though. We usually remember, but it's just at the end, which is fine. So, yeah, we'll pray us in, though, just to get the spirit moving.
I'll go. Right. Dear Lord, I thank you for this day. I pray that while we share these testimonies that it would reach people and that people can feel their stories being shared and shown how you are working in their lives and using their hurt to spread the word of you. Amen.
Yeah, so Emily kind of shared it in her prayer, but today we're going to be sharing y'all's testimonies. We came up with this idea and we're like, we want y'all to be able to share your stories and that we would be able to just be the vessel that is able to share that and share your stories with Christ because...
we say, not everyone has a platform.
Not everyone has a platform, and we're not going to be able to have every single person ever to exist on the podcast, which is really unfortunate. But this is a great way that we can do it, and that's the cool part. That's one of the good things about technology. Not everything about technology is good, but this is one of the good things.
Before we go into that, I'm going to share a passage.
To just get us moving.
And I was thinking, so before we go and film, we talk about, our topic. And I go and I look for Bible verses upon that topic. And if I find any that stick out to me, then I'll share them. But if some of them I'm just
Yeah.
So this one stuck out to me. It's Acts 22:15. Since you will be a witness for him to all people of what you have seen and heard. And now why are you delaying? Get up and be baptized and wash away your sins, calling on his name. So I feel like this was touching with testimonies because in your testimonies you're sharing how God has worked, how you have seen him move. And I feel like this is it. And also get up and be baptized and wash away your sins, calling on his name. You call on his name and you get that relationship with him. You get baptized and you share that.
Yeah, baptism is just a sign
It's a
to declare
symbol.
your faith.
It's a public declaration.
Public declaration.
Woo!
All right. So should we just get straight into it?
Yes.
With the first testimony? I didn't put names unless you guys said your names. Because
no one said to put names.
There were a few people.
Really?
I don't know, but if it wasn't in there, I just didn't, just to be respectful, because I was like, it's fine. So I think most of these are anonymous, which is great. Okay, so first one. Most of these are from Instagram. A few were email. We had one person submit a testimony that was like 12 screenshots of a notes app, which is crazy. That's going to be really cool to read.
I'm so excited to read that one.
We haven't read any of these. Like, our eyes have kind of skimmed over them because we had to copy and paste them, so we kind of had to. But we've not read these full through, so these are our genuine reactions and how the Lord is working in all of you guys' lives. Okay, so first one. It's going to be using I pronouns, obviously. It's not me. We know that. But I'm just specifying that.
Okay, hold on. I actually need to fix my mic.
Your mic is perfect. It was literally perfect.
Was it? Because it wasn't.
Remember, you talk loud, too, so.
Okay, go.
Okay, first one. So I was at church one Sunday, and we have these friends from Ghana, Africa, and they have a ministry called End Time Harvest, and they came to visit and share at church. And me and my friend were sitting in church listening to the sermon, and my other two friends were downstairs helping the preschool class for Sunday school. And our friend from Ghana was praying for people during the sermon, and I felt the need to get prayed over as a friend group. So I went downstairs to get my friends, and when I got back upstairs with my friends, the guy goes, I feel like we should pray for this group, which was her friend group. And we got prayed for. Okay, yeah. So
That's actually crazy how, like, the Lord puts two people
and
in
he puts
the same.
it on, like, pastors' hearts or the people who are leading or just leaders in general. He puts it on their heart. And
I love that.
I've personally experienced that in prayer, just being prayed over. When I was in Guatemala on a mission trip, they prayed over our family. They specifically called up our family, like, we really want to pray over this family specifically. And come to think of it, it was like a year before we moved, or 2 years, maybe 2 years before we moved. So that was praying for peace and protection over us, and before we knew what all the crazy stuff was going to go on in our lives. So that's just another thing. It's just being prayed over that. So that's really cool.
And God knows.
Again, prayer is so powerful. We are huge advocates for prayer.
Huge prayer people.
So that's super cool. We love to see it. Okay, next testimony. When I was in second grade, my mom got diagnosed with stage 3 cancer. At the age I was at, I didn't understand what a big deal it was. My mom went into chemotherapy not soon later. The cancer only got worse and spread throughout her body. My mom had daily visits to the hospital and had doctors come to her house. This went on for about 2 years. In those 2 years, I learned to pray and trust God in the hard situation I was in. At the end of 2020, my mom was cleared of her cancer. I was very thankful towards God and his blessings. The next year, I found out that my grandpa had the same cancer my mom did. Knowing that God helped my mom, I had hope that God would heal my grandpa. God works in many different ways, and my grandpa now lives in heaven with my heavenly Father. Now my grandma has cancer, and I am open with whatever God has in plan for her life. I am praying every day for her help and for God's plan to go his way.
I have chills.
That is a crazy story,
That is crazy, and the amount of trust that you gain from God. And they said, like, now I'm open to whatever God has to do in her life.
That's him using multiple different situations to just teach you that it's God's plan, not yours. And but now you get to know that your grandpa is in heaven with God, which is such a cool thing. So but that is a blessing with your mom. But just being able to trust God in the good and the bad. So that's a really cool example of that. Yeah, for sure. Anything else?
No, I just love it.
Okay, next testimony. This is the screenshot one. So it's pretty long.
The long
but
one.
It'll be perfect.
Let's do it.
All right. So third testimony. Like many, I grew up in a Christian home. We went to church nearly every time the doors were open, and I'd been at a Christian school since kindergarten. Same situation. From the outside looking in, it seems like my life was the definition of perfect. I was saved when I was 6, but I had very little example of what it looked like to truly walk with Christ. It's literally me. I was saved when I was 6. like the first time. My family labeled ourselves as Christian, but for many years our faith didn't extend beyond Sunday mornings. I never saw my parents open a Bible, and I never saw what it looked like to pursue Jesus in the quiet moments when no one was watching. I like that. When no one's watching, pursuing God, that's cool. When I was younger, I didn't realize how much that mattered. But over time, the cracks began to show. I started to feel extremely unloved, unworthy, and very lost. What I didn't understand then, but see so clearly now, is that I've always felt so unloved because I wasn't walking with the one who is love.
Oh, she is poetic.
Everything changed in middle school. I began to experience serious mental and emotional struggles, some of which I still find hard to share. I withdrew myself from friends and family, isolating myself completely. Then I got the news that completely broke me. My grandma had passed away. She wasn't just my family, she was my best friend and the most Christ-like example I had. She was a prayer warrior, a rock, and the one person I knew for sure I could count on. After her passing, my family spiraled and stopped going to church together, and Jesus became a distant afterthought. I fell into a deep self-hatred and turned to the world for comfort. I hurt myself in unspeakable ways. I thought that inflicting physical pain on myself would lessen the emotional hurt I felt, but that couldn't be farther from the truth. I drained every relationship around me. I tried to find identity in anything and everything, but especially in people. I lost many friends and became completely disconnected from my family. Eventually, I started getting the help I desperately needed. By the time freshman year started, I felt hopeful. I was excited for a fresh start. I made friends and things were better, but not whole. I was still chasing after the feeling of belonging and healing, but in all of the wrong places. But more specifically, through relationships and the attention I was receiving through that. I was doing things I had no business doing, especially so young, trying to feel wanted and loved. But nothing could fill the void. I fell into the wrong group and was doing things that clearly was not at all glorifying to God. Then came summer, and with that, another battle. I dislocated my knee and completely tore a major ligament. Doctors told me I need reconstructive surgery, and due to it being a genetic issue, I would most likely need more surgeries in the future. My world flipped upside down. The physical pain was intense, but the emotional and spiritual weight that followed was close to unbearable. In December, I had the surgery, and the months that followed, they were the darkest of my life. I couldn't see a way forward. I didn't just feel far from God. I genuinely stopped believing that He existed. I felt like my life had no value and no purpose. I was convinced that someone like Him could never love someone as broken as me. Those thoughts became consuming, and eventually I broke. I started believing the only way out was to take my life. I wrote letters to my few close friends and to my family, and I gave myself 1 week to live. Just 1 week. That was the timeline I had set for the rest of my life. I still remember the way I walked through the halls of school that week, tears in my eyes throughout the entire school day, trying to memorize the little details of my life, the color of the sky, the sound of my friends laughing at lunch. This is hard to read.
Yeah.
And my parents asking me how my day was each night. I thought I was living in my last days, and no one knew except for me. I smiled and I laughed, but inside I was torn apart into complete pieces. And the cruelest lie I believed in those moments was that everyone would be better off without me, and I didn't even deserve to be alive. But even when I had given up myself, God hadn't. He was already writing on a different ending, and little did I know He was still chasing me down. That same week, I was assigned a Bible project over the book of Esther. I tried to read it online, but couldn't make sense of it, so I pulled out my old Bible that was pretty much untouched, but not forgotten by the one who watched me open it. I began to read, and something shifted in me. I read until I couldn't read anymore, and for the first time in what felt like forever, I talked to the Lord. I fell to my knees and prayed to God out of desperation and said, God, if you're there, please come and rescue me. Change me and make me different. I can't keep fighting. And that's exactly what He did. That night, the shepherd left the 99 for the one, and that was me. I didn't hear a voice, I didn't feel lightning, but I felt peace that surpassed all understanding, a stillness that wrapped around me almost like a blanket. Psalm 23, 2-3 says, He leads me beside still waters, He restores my soul. And for the first time in so long, I didn't want to die. I wanted to live, to really live, but not a life of my own, a life completely abandoned and devoted to Jesus. The next morning, I saw the world differently. The pain didn't vanish, but something inside me had shifted.
Chloe.
God didn't necessarily change my circumstances, but he completely changed my life. It was a 360 difference. My speech, my posture, my heart, it was all different. My life was completely gray before him, but he shows me what it's like to be able to see in color. He met me where I was in my very darkest hour, and the grace of God rewrote my story. Last April, I was baptized by 2 mentors who had walked with me through some of my hardest seasons, and soon after, God called me to missions. I had known it in my heart for a while, but this confirmed it. I may not would have chosen this route for myself, but I now know the best place I can be is exactly wherever he sends me. Last March, I was blessed to go to Guatemala! Woo! I love Guatemala! Okay, actually, I was sick my entire mission trip there, but I still loved it, and it was amazing. For some, it might look like a typical mission trip, but for me, it was confirmation. I left a part of my heart there with the people, the babies I rocked to sleep and held for hours, and the precious little girl who wouldn't let go of my hand from the time I arrived in her village until we had to load the bus each night to leave, and she asked if she'd ever get to see me again. That week spent over there confirmed it in a million different ways that this really is the life that God is calling me into, and he has already gone before me and opened the door for me to go again in July. Following Jesus hasn't made my life easier by any means. There are days I still sit alone in church while families worship together, praying for my own family to come to church, not just to make me happy. Not just to make me happy, but to want to be there. And it can sometimes feel like I carry my entire family's faith on my shoulders. But God is faithful. There are days where I battle anxiety and wrestle with fear at nights where silence screams louder than anything else. But I've learned that when I'm having trouble sleeping, it's because God wants me to talk to him. I like that. There are nights where I still can't sleep at all, nights where my thoughts race, silence feels far away, and my heart genuinely just aches. But God is faithful. I've gone to spend hours on my knees in prayer, hours pacing my room with my Bible open, memorizing passages like Psalm 23, 91, or 139. But those nights have become sacred to me, and some of my biggest prayers have been answered because I got down on my knees and prayed when that was the last thing I wanted to do in that moment. Psalm 91, 1 and 4 says, "He who dwells in the shelter of the Most High will rest in the shadow of the Almighty. He will cover you with his feathers, and under his wings you will find refuge. There's no safer place than in his arms. Even when I fear what's next, rather it's another surgery or how God is going to provide the funds for my future, I know he goes before me. In all honesty, I've had a difficult time adjusting to the thought of needing another surgery. Many car rides home from physical therapy and follow-ups with my surgeon are spent crying out to the Lord and begging him to not let me fall into the same dark pit I was in before. But scripture tells me in Psalm 139, 5 and 12, you hem me in behind and before, and you lay your hand upon me. Even the darkness will not be dark to you. He's been my closest friend, a healer, a wonderful counselor, and he's shown me that when my world shatters into a million different pieces, he shows up every single time. That's when I hit rock bottom. He has been the rock at the bottom all along. And even if I have to walk through the fire again, I will over and over again because I know he's in the flames with me. And he is faithful to me through all of many failures. I now turn to God confidently and expectantly, and we are beyond blessed to serve a God who consistently makes a way out of no way. Because even when I can't see him, I know he is proving once again that he is the God who comes through. He has always been faithful, and I don't expect him to stop anytime soon. If you told me a year ago I'd be here, I wouldn't have believed you. I doubted God's existence and didn't think I'd live to see 17. I was afraid to speak in front of anyone, but now I'll speak anywhere if it's about Jesus because he didn't just change my life, he gave it back to me. Truthfully, I barely recognized who I was a year ago. I see pictures and it feels like I'm looking at a complete stranger. He completely turned my life around overnight and gave me abundant joy for my morning. And I found beauty in the unknown and surrender and in living out a purpose that only he understands for the time being. In moments of fear, when the enemy begins to fill my mind with lies once again, I'm reminded it is all going to be okay and work out for my good because I have the author of tomorrow ordering my exact steps. I want my yes to constantly be on the table for him to use me. Yo, we talked about that in Ariana's podcast.
I know.
To have your yes on the table. Because I'm always being reminded he is not looking for the most qualified, but the most willing. So I'm thankful. I'm thankful for the trials, the sleepless nights, the tears, the scars, both emotional and physical. And I'm thankful for the grace of God getting me through the unthinkable. And now I can say with confidence that I know who I am because I finally know whose I am.
And now I'm crying.
End scene. No, I'm just kidding. No, there's a lot to unpack here. There was a lot. That's wow. I was trying not to cry reading that. I was like, I need to get through it for the viewers so that they can understand what I'm saying. There's so much to unpack there, but a huge thing that stop. I'm trying to talk. A few things for me was when you were talking about your grandma, who passed away. That was like a Christ-like figure for you. I have my grandma, my grandma that is, my Nana, who lives in the same city as me and that we moved, and so now we're closer to her, who is such a Christ-like figure and goes to church every Sunday.
My grandma's too.
Who I look up to. Mm-hmm. I can't imagine what that's like because she is like my rock. Like literally, like I look up to her so much, mm-hmm. and to see how just faithful she is at her age and just always been is just so cool. And like that really hit home for me because I understand like how much that would literally just suck, because that is like one of the worst things I can think of.
Our prayers are going out to you and your family, and all of that.
And then your mental battles, mm-hmm. because I know so many people that struggle with that, and it's really sad, especially in this generation. But
it's hard.
The way the Lord just came to you too is so cool. Mm-hmm. Him revealing himself in ways,
calling his name and he will. I don't know. What is it?
Call on to him and he will answer. Or cast all your anxieties on him because he cares for you. He does there's a lot to unpack there. What else?
When you talked about Psalms 23, I liked that a lot.
He leads me by still waters.
The still waters, yes. And what's real is the fear that you might fall back into where you were.
I was going to say that too.
I feel
crazy.
that a lot. Yeah, I think
it's crazy.
Yeah, I feel that, and just giving it to him, and just knowing that he's writing your story.
I love
every single step you take.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but I love when she said the author of tomorrow, and to know that your ending is not his ending, because
exactly.
She had an ending in mind, but that wasn't God's ending.
That wasn't God's ending.
It never was.
And I think, first of all, your writing is so poetic too, girl.
I know.
You said so many things.
Mature in her faith, which is really cool.
You said so many things that are like, I hear in like songs and stuff, and I'm like, yes.
Well, yeah, because so many
they get them from Bible verses
and stuff. They start from the Bible and bring it out, which is really cool. So that's a really, really cool testimony. And now you have that story to share and to give people hope who are going through similar things.
1,000,000%. Yeah, I love that so much.
That's crazy. I'm just thinking about when you were like, you thought you would never live to see 17, and now you're here and God's using you in the missions field and all that.
And you're helping people. You're going to help people.
It's crazy.
Everything.
Wow. I'm just still in awe of God. And then leaving the 99 to go get the one, we're all about that. But yeah, I mean, that's just another great example.
You said leaving the 99 to get the one, and it was me. Yes,
ma'am.
Yes, it was.
All right, are we ready for the next one? All right, number 4. Hey, I saw your story and wanted to share my testimony for your podcast. So I didn't grow up in a Christian household and was never taught about Jesus. I was vaguely told about God, and all I was told by my parents was that God was this man in the sky that is constantly watching me, and when I would lie, he would be mad at me. So fast forward to 7th grade, I was super depressed and anxious since COVID happened, and I was also in a toxic friendship with a girl that used to be my best and only friend. So 8th grade year, I started going to FCA at my school, and that was my only time ever where I heard about Jesus and the gospel. Then one of my friends invited me to go to church, which turns out to be the church I go to now. I only went about once every 3 months because I didn't really like it. And then my mental health continued to decline to the point where I didn't want to be alive anymore. Then this summer, after my freshman year of high school, I went to church camp. And on the last night of camp, the pastor was praying, and I could hear a change of tone and realized it was God speaking directly through him. And he said, "I'm your Father, I'm your Abba." And the presence of God washed over me, and I cried of joy that I was finally showered in peace. That is when I got saved, and Jesus delivered me from the darkness I was in. I am now going to be a senior in high school, and I serve in the same church my friend invited me to, and I've just fallen so in love with Jesus and spread the good news and his love every chance I get to.
That's amazing.
I love
Crying out of joy because you are washed by peace, and the peace that you felt. Yes.
And then the fact that your friend invited you, I think that just goes to show, like, if you do get invited by a friend to go to church, give it a chance, because you don't know how much it will change your life. It changed this girl's life. Think about how it can do to you. And maybe it's not the right church, but then you get invited to, you know what I'm saying? If a door opens for you, let it be an opportunity for you to experience the presence of God and for you to deepen your relationship with the Lord, or to experience him for the first time if it is.
And also, I would go into that with inviting people to church. Invite people to church.
If you're in a position to,
yes,
please
and
do
this
it.
This might sound like it might not make sense, but your relationship with God is going to grow, and you're going to get so much like peace and everything. Inviting people to church, bringing people to him is going to help your relationship with him so much. Just seeing people and being in awe of him, of how he has changed people's lives that are around you.
Yeah, and that goes into at our church we have something called One Mores, where you invite one person to come to church, and you have them on your heart for a long time. If they don't come to church the first time you invite them, then you keep inviting them. You keep just staying faithful to that and who you chose. And then once you that person finally comes, or if they start coming or whatever, then you get it. You select a different person, and you just keep going. I mean, yeah.
Have a bunch of One Mores. That's why I'm all for having a bunch of One Mores too.
I for sure do, but I also love the idea of focusing solely on one person. Again, we've talked about this. Don't go up their throat trying to get them to come, whatever. But praying over them, and then sending that text, like, one time, if they say, "Hey, I'm busy," or "I don't want to," maybe in a few weeks, you kind of let it chill, then you try again.
One thing is, I think a lot of people, I think it comes back to really sharing the love of Jesus. And I think a lot of people resonate that with just straight, inviting people to church. But you can share the love of Jesus anywhere with anyone. You can be like, "Hey, how's your day going? You look so pretty today. Your hair looks so good." That is sharing the love of Jesus. Just acting like him, staying faithful to that. It doesn't have to be a big thing like inviting someone to church, but literally being nice and sharing the love that he has given you.
I say you do that if they are rejecting you.
I say you do that anytime.
No, you do it all the time. But
I'm just kidding.
No, I'm saying you do that all the time. But invite them to church, then they start rejecting you. Well, show them the love of Christ, because that's all you can do at that point. Okay, number 7. Wait. No, it is not 7.
5.
This you know, Notes app, it has the numbers, and sometimes it gets messed up.
5.
So 5. That's just the number that is next to this one. Okay. I'd love to share my testimony, and it's rather long, so this is just a part of it. It isn't about when I gave my life to God, but about an incident that happened later. Sometimes I forget how powerful people's testimonies can be even after they've been with the Lord for a while. I had come to Christ about a year before this, and I was struggling with feeling peaceful. This was right about the time when Israel first went to war. Israel and war is a big part of prophecy in the Bible of Jesus' return.
Yes.
Yeah. That's all we're going to say about that. And I was questioning whether I was really ready for him to come back. I opened my Bible before going to church Sunday morning, and here's the verse I read. "These things I have spoken unto you, that in me ye might have peace. In the world ye shall have trouble, ye shall have tribulation. I don't know why I said. Well, I mean, that's kind of similar anyways. Tribulation. But be of good cheer. I have overcome the world.
Wow.
John 16:33. I guess this just really spoke to my heart and helped me to better understand the power and love of God. It reassured me in my faith and has given me hope ever since.
Yes, ma'am. One thing I think my mind immediately went to is I feel like people, like one thing that is so common for everyone to think, which everyone, this is very, very common. You're not, you know what I mean? But is that Jesus like is coming back, and it's like, like it's not time for me, but it might be time for this other person, you know what I mean? Like, but he is with every single person, everyone's individual story he writes.
Yeah.
And he knows exactly when the time is ready to come back for each individual person.
Yeah, he's written our stories, and so he knows exactly the time. And
what I say is, like, if it's not going the way I want, I'm glad because it's going Jesus's way.
Also, a lot of these say sorry that they're like long, and I'm like, girl,
please give us the long ones.
Yeah, we love it. I mean, short or long, they're all amazing. They're all great. They're all valuable. And we just love that we get to be the people that get to read them and be able to share them, and that God is
grateful.
Using us or moving through us. That it's not us. It's not by our own doing, but by His doing only. So,
and we are just here to share.
Next one. Your guys' podcast is so amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's all Jesus.
I watch it in the background of my Bible study sometimes. Yes. Oh, thank you. Callie's spiritual maturity is awesome.
I saw that. I was like, yes.
Thank you. Agreed. Touch on that real quick. It's through the Spirit of God that I'm able to speak things I say.
Spirit of the Lord is... there is freedom.
Okay, always a song break. I'm not sure if you guys plan on sharing stories for fans online or not, but I think it would be a great idea. Oh, this is where we got the idea from. So credits to this person.
You know who you are. We love you.
Yeah, we don't have your name, and I don't know if you want to share it, so I'm going to just be respectful of that. But we love you a lot. Thank you so much for this versatile idea. I mean, we kind of had it in the back of our heads, but we were like... we weren't
people
sure
want to
about
see
it.
This. People want to share. Let's do it.
Yeah, we weren't sure about it, and we were like, does it, like, is it actually going to work, And then she sent this, and we were like, that's a great idea, and we should do it because it seems y'all are interested in it.
Exactly.
So, thank you so much for that. And then here's her testimony. My family and I are very involved in our church, but as my sister and I have gotten older, we are starting to age out of the children's church we have there. Unfortunately, due to COVID and a fire that happened a few years back, our youth group has fallen out. My faith began slowly going downhill since I was only having a relationship with the Lord when we had our youth group that only had around 8 to 10 kids in it and was only happening every other Sunday. One day on my way home from youth, I broke down crying to my dad, saying that I felt as if our pastor wasn't listening to the youth's request to start a bigger youth group and spread the word. My parents decided to reach out to them and explain that our church is not going to grow if the youth doesn't. Fortunately, our pastor agreed, but expressed that they don't have enough people to help run this. A few weeks prior to the meeting, my mom had met a pastor from one of our nearby churches. He explained that their youth group was self-driven, which meant that their youth runs it themselves, and that the pastor checks in every once in a while to see if everything was running smoothly. He told my mom that if I was craving a relationship with the Lord, then some of my youth group was too. He said it was almost certain that God put it in my heart to speak up and lead others to God. Ever since then, I've been doing my Bible study in my free time and worshiping God every chance I get. As for our youth group, we are working to get one up and going by the end of the summer. Well, I'll be praying over that. I'll put that in my prayers that y'all can get the youth going.
Yes, that is amazing.
I love that you said that other people might think that too, and that God is using you to be the one to speak up, because not everyone has a voice. Just like in the Bible, Moses Moses. If you guys watched our trivia episode, then you know that Emily's obsessed with Moses.
Can I say this? I sent Callie this reel, and it was like this guy, and he was like, me running to all the people I'm excited to see in heaven, and I sent it to Callie, and I said, me, Moses!
Exactly. No, but Moses wasn't a very good public speaker, and, he had to do a lot of speaking, because bro had to leave. Bro was like, I gotta get these people out. Let's go to the promised land. But he had his brother Aaron help him out. Woo! So that's what I'm saying is, not everyone is, everyone has different talents, and God's gonna use different people for different circumstances. So you were used for that. So that's cool.
If you have it on your heart to speak up, you don't know how many people you are helping around you.
You never know what the Lord is gonna do. So be obedient to the Lord.
Do it. Be obedient.
Woo! That was a great testimony. I love
that was amazing.
Okay. This past November, God completely turned my life around, but it didn't start the way I expected. It began with a phone call that no one ever wants to receive. My brother had been in a devastating car crash. His vehicle flipped 3 times and was left completely crushed. He wasn't wearing a seatbelt. The first thing we were told was that he was in emergency care, and the second thing we learned was that the other person involved in the crash didn't make it. My heart dropped. My brother should have died, but somehow he didn't. The only injury he had was a sprained pinky.
That's crazy. What?
That's crazy. When my family went to the wreckage to gather what was left, we expected to find nothing, but 2 things had been untouched. A cross hanging from his rearview mirror and a folded piece of paper in the glove box. A note my Nana had written him 12 years ago. It was a Bible verse. Matthew 24:44. So you must be ready, because the Son of Man will come at an hour when you do not expect him. That verse hit me like a lightning bolt. I couldn't explain it, but I knew in my soul God was speaking directly to me. Not just about my brother's life, but mine. I had believed in God, sure, but I didn't know him. I didn't walk with him. I didn't live for him. The verse was my wake-up call. It was Jesus saying, I'm coming. Be ready. Only a few days after the accident, I went through another kind of heartbreak. My boyfriend broke up with me. I had been in a relationship I knew wasn't right, one built on lust, not love. But I had stayed because I was desperate to feel wanted. I was chasing something only God could give me. After the breakup, I felt so empty. I thought I had lost the only thing that made me feel loved. But what I thought was the end was actually the beginning. Because in that pain and the wreckage of that relationship and the miracle of my brother's survival, God met me. He showed me that the love I was craving wasn't missing from my life because of a breakup. It was missing because I hadn't yet experienced his love. Since then, I've surrendered my life to Jesus. I've started going to church. I've opened his word and let it speak into places I used to try to fill with people, attention, and temporary things. I'm not perfect, but I'm being transformed. The absence I once felt has been filled, not with a person, but with the presence of God. The crash, the breakup, the verse, none of it was random. It was all grace. God was saving me long before I realized I needed saving.
Yes!
Thank you for giving me the opportunity to share my testimony. I love the pod. God bless you guys. God bless you, girl.
Yes, the sprained pinky.
I love,
It's Glory.
Never doesn't not make an appearance. Like every single episode.
There's not been one episode where she hasn't made an appearance. You guys will see the one that we filmed yesterday. She jumps in the front of the camera.
Yeah. Anyways, in the very beginning too. It was literally like within the first 2 seconds of us starting the camera.
She loves the camera.
She literally does. No, I love the part where you're like the only things that like untouched were the cross and the note.
Yes.
Because I've seen that a lot. Like
Me too.
In like fires, it'll be like the Christmas tree is still standing and like
Or the Bible. The Bible is never burned.
Yeah.
It's insane how Jesus does it.
He's right here. He's like, no, but just this is what I love is that he is the same God. In the song, it talks about this. He was a miracle worker then. He's a miracle worker now. People were like, well, that's Old Testament. Like, miracles don't happen anymore.
Yes, they do.
Girl,
every day.
I've seen it like with my own
There was only a
eyes.
broken pinky. Miracle
word. But prayers up for that family that did lose the passenger, because that's always hard. Can't imagine what that family is going through, but crazy how the Lord uses that with your brother's crash and to help you in your relationship with the Lord, how everything's like almost interconnected in a way.
How it's never random, like you said.
Never random, literally. And then there's something else you said. That God meets you where you are. That He'll come to you when you're broken, when you're in need of the right love. Again, what you were saying, that it's not after this human approval, of this human lust, and that kind of love, but the love of Jesus Christ. That is a love that's unmatched, because it's patient, it's kind, it doesn't envy, it doesn't boast,
and it has peace. In it.
It's peace that surpasses all understanding.
So
that's amazing. I love that.
Me too.
Again, with all of these, it's to not believe in this after hearing this, and just to hear how crazy and unimaginable all of this is. Well, it happened, and there is a God, which is our God and our Savior out there, who loves you. He not only does he believe in you, but he loves you as your own children, because we are his children. We are his kingdom. So yeah,
and he loves you more than anything. And I just think I had really good something to say, and now I don't know what I'm saying.
I was gonna say, even when we love our phones or our idols, or
I was gonna say, he loves the most.
Money or whatever, when we don't love him, he still loves us. Like, when we love money more than him and we are not seeking after him, he loves us more than that. 'Cause bro does not care about that. He's like, all I care about is my children that I created, which is super, super cool.
Maybe he sees that you are idolizing something, so he's going to remove you from that. And that's going to be hard. But he's going to break you to bless you, and you will be blessed so much harder than you were broken. And I just think, one thing, he's always there. You just have to turn to him and call on his name.
Yeah, and this situation of this testimony, what you could have been idolizing was that lust or that relationship.
Yes.
And he took that and he used it for your benefit and for your plan that he already has written for you.
And he took that and he said, I'm here.
Yes,
and
ma'am.
I love you.
Okay, last but not least. Last year, I was deep in sin. I had dug a hole for myself, which consisted of lust, foul language, gossip, anxiety, depression, and so much more. I have never felt good enough for the Lord's eyes, since I always had the sense of uncleanliness, and I just never felt personally called by him, which was something that everyone around me had been talking about for years. But over that summer, there was this night where I broke down. I simply didn't know what to do anymore, and so I decided to pray the prayer of salvation and give it to God. And as I played worship music and just soaked in his presence, I felt an overwhelming sense of peace. Later that summer, I started to read my Bible and overall just give this Christianity thing a second shot. And by the end of it, I heard God's voice for the first time, and me and my mom got baptized in front of a whole church, which I would have never done in a million years if it weren't for the Lord. And since the Lord has worked in so many incredible ways throughout my life, like giving me a group of girls to minister, no more anxiety attacks, etc., and I've never been happier or more content.
Oh my gosh, he's using you so well, and you're helping those girls so much.
I'm not going to say your name because I know who you are, but I do want to, because I personally know this person, I just want to say that I am really proud of you, because I have just watched you grow in your relationship with the Lord. Even though we weren't like super close friends, I still think it's so cool, because I've seen all that you've done, and it's really... It's made my heart even more joyful. Again, just to see the Lord working through other people.
Yes.
It's really cool.
And I just love that you were like, me and my mom got baptized in front of a whole church, which is something I would have never imagined. When you feel God work in your life and you see how you were in a pit and he brought you out of it, you literally get this feeling of like, you just want to do anything for him, for one more person to get to know him. And you just want to
share that.
You just want to share it. You want to show it, all of it.
I'm going to literally copy my words from one of our, I think it was episode 2. That joy that I have, I want other people to have that joy. I think that was episode 2.
I want people to feel that joy. I want people to just know that he's there and that he will save you, and he's there and he loves you so much.
Yeah, those were some amazing testimonies. I think we're going to have to do a part 2 at some point. Because I
think we
honestly
will.
loved this.
That was like really good, and I loved seeing how like the Lord is working in other people's lives.
I'm about to get teary-eyed, but I love seeing that, like, the people who watch our podcast and us too, like, we're all going through similar things, and we're going through this together, and we're walking with the Lord. So it's really cool to just witness how our viewers are, and just
Getting
that
to
we
know
get
you
to
guys more.
and that we get to also just be vessels of the Lord and be a part of his ministry, to be able to share this and continue to share it. It's a blessing, and that's what I keep reminding myself when I have long editing days and I'm like, Emily needs to get her mic closer or whatever.
That is actually something that has never come out of Callie's mouth. It's always farther.
No, yeah, I'm just saying.
Look at my mic right now.
No, but I have to turn Emily up. Or no, I have to turn her down.
I was like, what?
No, but that's what I was saying. It's just being reminded that this is a blessing, and I get to do this as his ministry when I'm like, oh, this is kind of taking me a long time. Well, that's great. I get to share this with you guys, and that this is something that God gave us.
Yes, we are so blessed that he gave it to us, that he put this on our heart to do this, and now just like seeing like little like community kind of.
Yeah, I love this that we literally have a community. Like, that's crazy to say.
It's so crazy, and I love it so much, and I love that people are reaching out and that y'all are being bold. Like, it is amazing seeing how we've like helped other people and how we can help people now. Callie's excited because it's raining. God is good all the time.
Oh my gosh, how did you know that? I was gonna ask after this, do you want to go play in the rain?
Yes, I do.
That's crazy. We're literally the same person. What?
Same person.
How did you know? I'm like, what? No, I'm actually like in awe of you right now. Like, what? How did she know that?
I listen to you, Callie. I listen to what you say.
I love Florida because it rains all the time, and I love hurricanes, and I'm a hurricane nerd.
I said to my parents yesterday, I said, there's a hurricane coming.
No, well, potential.
I know because Callie, she's really excited.
National hurricane. Let me check it, guys. Y'all can be on here while we check this.
Hey, guys. Let me fix my mic.
Oh, it went up to a 40%. It went up to a 40% chance of cyclone formation. Yeah, it actually went up to a 40% chance, and yesterday was at 20, so...
Okay, and guess what? Me and Callie have made a summer bucket list, and one of the things is dancing in the rain, so we're about to go dance in the rain.
I swear, it's going to stop raining as soon as we finish.
And Callie's excited. It's raining. I just had to add that in, and you were like...
The old man is soaring. Okay, yeah, but we might have to do part 2, because I actually love this, and for y'all to just be involved with us, this is just another way that you can get super involved.
Like sharing stuff with us.
So, we'll do a few... Sorry.
I was gonna say, I love that you guys are like sharing stuff with us and that we get to like DM you guys and talk to you guys. Can we share?
Because we're small enough to do that. Hashtag small club.
A small club? Oh my gosh, Brooklyn just got home and it's raining.
All right, we gotta hurry and finish because...
Okay, and also, can we tell them... Also, soon, we're gonna ask for youth group stories, so get hyped.
Oh yeah, y'all know the podcast Youth Group Chronicles? We're gonna do something similar to them where we ask y'all for like funny youth group stories or funny church stories, because I think that would be such a fun episode to have, like
this
trivia.
This was a really fun episode.
Yeah, well, like I want us to have like really funny, lighthearted episodes every once in a while. Not that these aren't great, we love them, but
this was not really lighthearted. This was very deep-hearted, but
we loved it. I loved it, and I love seeing how God works in our lives. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to follow us on all platforms. We will see you guys in the next.
We're gonna go play in the rain.
Never forget to keep talking about your faith. We love you guys. Bye.
Peace, as Callie would say.